for coming again, and I appreciate everybody being on time, because one thing that you have to remember in golf or in life really is that if you're going to sign up for something, or if you're going to do something and it's supposed to happen at a certain time, it's best that you be there at that time, because other people are involved, and when other people are involved, they know that you were signed up and you wanted to be there on time, and they're going to try and be there on time. So it's like a rule that you want to basically follow in life, because I've got a schedule, Kevin's got a schedule, and if we delay, then we'll miss what happens later on today. You guys got scheduled. I know you guys are going to tee off shortly, so you want to make your tee time. Just like catching a bus. If the bus is going to leave at 9, you're not going to be there at 9:30. You're going to be there before 9, so you make sure you catch the bus. So kind of important. That's why when we signed up, had you folks sign up, we emphasize that you be punctual, and maybe you can explain it to the other guys who are not here today, because we put on these seminars for free. We're taking our time out just to help you folks out. And, we appreciate you coming, and it helps us out too. We can't help everybody individually. That's why we thought the seminars might be the best way to reach everybody at once. And I know we see each other every day, and we'd like to help you guys more, but we just can't. And you're welcome to stop us at any time and ask us any questions what pertaining to the seminar or anything in golf, because that's where my knowledge is, that's where Kevin's knowledge is, and I know you folks have knowledge too, and maybe we're going to ask you folks for something later on. But if it's in golf, you need something in golf, don't hesitate to ask us. But don't always remember that everything is done by time, and time is of essence. Okay, today's seminar is on chipping, and each of you should have received a flyer. Not a flyer, but an instructional lesson for chipping. I'll just go through it real quickly. There's a lot of carryover that we did that we are going to do for chipping that you already know from putting, and this one should be really quick. Next month we hope to go into the full swing, so that's going to be exciting, and once we do that, we've probably covered everything, and then we'll take a rest a little while, and then we'll start it all over again for you folks. But I hope everybody, I know Sam has been doing well, and hope to enjoy the. I know I've been fortunate to be touched by golf, and we just want to kind of pass on some knowledge. Okay, instructional lesson for chipping. It's one of 2 pages. The grip. There'll be 2 basic grips that we'll be using for chipping or any other shot besides putting. Okay, and basic grip for chipping or any full shot, pitching, hitting, is basically called the reverse overlap. Okay, reverse overlap consists of having all the fingers of your left hand on the grip and the little finger of your right hand going in between the middle and the index of your left, and just overlaps. Basically, your thumbs are on the top of the club. And if anybody has grips like these here, like this particular grip, these are reminder grips. It tells you where to put your thumb. If your line here, it tells you where to put your left index finger. It has lines here, it tells you where to put your right hand, thumb, and index finger. So you want to try and use those to your advantage. Basically, grips are one where you want to have your hands opposing each other. If you turn your hand over to the right a little bit, you want to turn both hands over to the right. I shouldn't see grips like this, where they're in definite conflict of each other. When you clap, you don't clap like this, right? Probably miss. You're really clapping like this. If you're going to clap, you can clap like this, but you won't clap like this. It's the same principle. And again, you want to be in natural position, okay? When we get into posture, I will be asking you to bend over, drop your arms again. Where do they fall? Okay, so that's basically what we're going to be taking. The natural positions are important in grip. Okay, I just covered the overlap. Now I'll go into the interlock. Basically, the left hand stays the same, and you're dealing with the right little finger of the right hand. But now we'll interlock them. So you're interlocking the index of your left, middle finger of your left, with the little finger of your right. Okay, so that's an interlock grip. Okay, just to review, putting, basic putting grip is a reverse overlap. That's how we get the overlap for hitting or chipping or pitching. And then from the overlap, we go into the interlock. There's one other grip used for, a lot of women use it and people with small hands. It's called the baseball, where you have all fingers of the left hand on the club, all fingers of the right hand on the club. Thumbs basically on the top again. Okay, any questions on grip? Pretty much everybody's got some type of grip. So just try to identify a grip today when you're playing. Understand where you have your hands. The grip is your only relationship to the club, so you want a proper grip. That's the only relationship to the instrument that you'll be used to strike the ball with, is your grip. So understand your grip. If your ball is going one particular way, after we go over next month's seminar, which will be early part of June, if you're still having problems hitting it straight after next month's seminar, then we'll adjust grip. But kind of recognize where your grip is for today, or for this month, and then we get into next month's series, you have an idea of the full swing, what causes the different shots, and at that time, it's still, you're not hitting the ball straight, we'll go back to basics. Again, grip is a basic fundamental. If that's your only relationship to the club that's going to be used to hit the ball, you have to start off with grip. Then you go into stance, alignment, and posture. Then you go into motion of swing. So if you're going back and you're trying to improve on your game, you always start off with grip. Any questions? Questions? Okay, I didn't cover grip pressure, but again, it's similar to like putting. Like holding a bird in your hand, it's relatively light. The reason why I prefer a light grip versus one that has a lot of tension is that your muscles will be able to react to what you want them to do with the relaxed grip. If there's a tight grip, no chance. No chance for your muscles to react. Garden or overlap, interlock, baseball. I'm not using baseball too much. Putting is reverse overlap, grip pressure, or grip tension, relatively light. Everybody's got grip. Okay. Go into stance and posture right now. If you look at your sheet, so you can go right along here. Okay, the width of the stance will be approximately 12 inches or a foot apart. So like in putting, width of the stance about a foot apart here. The back will be bent over from the waist down, like in a bowing motion. Still bowing down. Why? You're standing up, naturally your arms fall to your side. That's a natural position. Again, we want to be in natural position, so I'm going to bow over, go into my posture. I have to make sure my arms are in front of my body. A good checkpoint is you want to make sure that your arm is a vertical line to the ground when you're in your posture. If you're standing too tall and now you're going into your posture, arms out like this, that's not a vertical line. If I relax my arm, this is what will happen. It falls to my side. Now the whole objective of a golf swing is to return the club back to its beginning position or its aiming position. If I'm in a relaxed position and I totally drop my arm, I'm going to relax my arm and watch where it goes. It'll come back to its original or beginning position. That's why we want to be in natural positions also. So for our width of stance, about a foot apart. Back will be bent over from the waist down. Go on to C. Knees will be slightly flexed. So a lot of things that we covered in putting, we're covering again in posture and stance. Going to D, the arms should hang down from the shoulders in a vertical line to the ground. I covered that point earlier. The distance away from the ball will be determined by having the golf club sit or lie properly to the ground. The toe of the club should be slightly up. Okay, you notice in putting, we'd ask that your eyes were over the ball. But now we're going into some hitting, some longer motion. The club should basically set with the toe slightly up. That's how it should lie. Now this is my sandwich, so if I got my 5-iron, again, when you set the club down, you don't want the heel up. You don't want it to, you can have it resting on the middle of its sole, but in general, we ask that you put the club on its heel with the toe slightly up. The reason being, as you swing, not so much in chip shots, but as you swing, the club will bend this way. Okay? It bends this way, so the toe comes back down. It'll also bowl this way when it meets the ball. Okay, so but basically that's why we want the toe slightly up to compensate for the bend in the shaft as you swing. That takes care of lie of club, and once you take care of lie of club, that will give you the distance away from the ball. Okay, because I'll go into my posture, arms are dangling down, I have to set my club, that's how far away I'll stand from the ball. You can choke up a little bit so then you'll be a little closer to the ball. Remember, it's a short shot, and these are preferences that I use. It's not a definite. You can be a little closer if you want to, but then your heel will be up, okay? I guess what I covered in, my mistake, when I covered in on E, that really applies to longer shots. As you go into chipping, the club doesn't bend as much this way, so you can actually lie it flat. I made a mistake there. Okay, ball placement will be just like in putting on the inside of the left foot. Now remember ball placement, there's two schools of thought. One is with shorter clubs, the chipping clubs, you're moving the ball toward the middle or toward the back of your stance. I know I teach from a school of thought where you keep the ball always on the inside of your lead foot or your left foot. Okay, so that's in putting, chipping, pitching, and all our full shots. Just one ball position, playing one game, so I'm gonna keep it simple. And going on to G, both feet should be positioned at 12 o'clock if we're using an hour hand. Okay, right now, this would be considered 12. If this was 9, this was 3. Okay, you want to hold it at 12, just like in putting. Okay, any questions on stance and posture? Everybody's kind of pretty simple, right? We covered this in putting, so we're going right along. Okay, alignment. Again, similar to putting. By now, everybody should be getting grip, stance, and posture, and even alignment because we have already done this. Like in putting again. Now this line, you could say, goes to the initial pitch there. Well, not pitch, the initial tree. I'm not sure what type of tree it is. We'll call it the mono. First one. Okay. Anyway, that's my intended target. Okay, if that's my intended target, I have to have my body lined in a parallel line to that intended target. You notice that this line is not aimed exactly at my intended target. It goes left. You always have to remember it's parallel lines for alignment. One line is called your intended target line. That's from the ball to your intended target. The other line is called your body line. That's for feet, knees, hips, shoulders, arms. They always run a parallel line to your intended target line. If there's anything that has to be proper in golf, where there's one time that you have to be correct in golf, it has to be in posture, grip, and alignment. Okay, you always have to be correct in that. Posture, grip, and alignment. Remember that. The only time you have to be correct. The reason being is that golf is target oriented. Okay, it's just like aiming a gun. You're gonna aim a gun, you're gonna shoot the gun. Once I've picked my target, I pull the trigger, more than likely I'll probably hit my bullseye. But if I aim my gun, I move to a different position, I pull my trigger, I will not hit my bullseye. So golf is target oriented, so we want to get alignment, we want to get posture, we want to get grip proper and correct. Okay, club face will be positioned perpendicular to its target line. If this is my target line, my club will be positioned perpendicular to that line. A good thing to do when you're chipping or any type of shot, always in a pre-shot routine, always start from behind the ball, then draw a straight line from the ball to your intended target to you, and pick a spot that's right in front of your ball that's on your target line. Okay? Then you can align your club like a short putt to that spot. Then now at that point, you know your club face is aligned properly to your intended target. Then you just have to concentrate on moving this line towards you, distance away from the ball, so now you have a parallel line. Okay? Okay, then on C I say golf is target oriented, so aim and alignment is very important. I know if I do it, and I'm sure Kevin does it. We don't practice so much on the swing, but we practice a lot on aiming. Static positions that you use prior to starting the motion of the golf swing are more important than the real motion of the golf swing. Remember that. Things you do before you even start the club back, I feel, is more important than the actual motion or the actual swing. Okay? Okay, we're going into motion now. The basic